Spotify has added sleep timers to its Android app. They've been present on iOS for some time. In other news, their Daily Drive feature, a mix of news and music for your commute, will have little radio-like jingles too. Here is one of the generic ones.
And now, time for the news.
And if you live in LA, Dallas, San Francisco, Philadelphia, or this place, you get your own more customized ones.
Welcome to your Daily Drive, a mix of music and Chicago's latest news.
Thank you to my Spotify ideas for spotting those. Libsyn plans to launch a new advertising platform created specifically for podcasters and is looking to expand its business outside the US, according to their quarterly investor phone call. If only we knew of a newsletter and podcast enjoyed by so many podcasters overseas that they could help support. In possibly related news, Libsyn say there'll be a special app-only episode of their The Feed podcast tomorrow with an exciting announcement and at least 2 people called Rob in it. A free service which apparently uses machine learning, Feed Podcast Transcribe with an MP3 file and it'll transcribe it for you within 10 minutes for free. We fed it a previous episode of this podcast and it took less than a minute to transcribe it pretty well. And our podcast features an aloof British accent which can throw automated voice-to-text software, particularly if we pronounce the word aluminium correctly. It's a Monday, so opinion and analysis is here. Respected analysts Andreessen Horowitz has written a long and useful paper about investing in podcasting in 2019. Of note, they say that podcasts monetize at just a cent per listener hour, which is 10 times less than radio. Jack Resider also writes about venture capital, funding and acquisitions in podcast land, helpfully pulling together all of the activity in this space. Miranda Sawyer from The Guardian notes rather exasperatedly the differences between radio and podcasting in her weekly podcast review. She says, "I sometimes wonder what BBC audio producers are thinking when they make big shows. They must listen to the same great podcasts as we do," she says. "Can't they hear how the best ones cut out all the extraneous chatter? Stop explaining, stop setting up, stop patronising us." Janine Percival-Wright from Simplecast writes why your podcast needs a trademark and how do podcasts and music work together. A write-up of a panel at Music Allies Sandbox Summit Conference in New York. We link to that today from our episode notes and our newsletter. In new podcasts, we talk about Inside Star Wars from Wondery, which launches on Wednesday, and A Very Fatal Murder is back from The Onion and gets a great review in The Outline.